Good afternoon, folks, or good morning, good evening, or in some cases, good night. As you can see, the Champions League is back. Tomorrow we're against Bilbao, in which we'll be doing a watch along. I can't lie, bring me Semenyo in January. Is it going to happen? Probably not. Maybe it will happen next summer. But for me personally, people, it just dawned on me. Obviously, Semenyo is a good player. He's 25 now. He's been in and amongst, he's doing his thing at Bournemouth, been in the lower leagues. He feels like he's finally reaching his potential. Obviously, he was an Arsenal fan, but it's really, and it seems like he started the season brightly. And it also feels like the penny's dropped and he's taking his game to another level. Now, you would have seen me push this agenda. And I just imagine, like, how good would it be? Because again, I believe in all the attackers in it, some more than others. The only ones I really believe, if you're talking 30, 38 games, is Eze, Gyökeres, Bukayo Saka. I do think, big up Madueke, not quite 30, 35, 38 games, but you started well. And I believe in you. It's like Gyökeres, Saka, yeah, the attacking unit, like the front three, Gyökeres, Saka, Eze. I believe in you lot here. Madueke falls just below them, if that kind of makes sense. Of course, there's the Max Dalmans, there's Wanyeri can go out wide. I'm not trying to speak about them. Then you've got more so Madueke, less so much Martinelli, but the Martinellis, the Trossards, the Mikel Marinos, the Kai Havertz's, people that can chip in and mix and blend. But it just dawned on me, if we're talking out and out attackers, yeah, if even Jesus could be thrown in with them names, but if you could believe in Eze, Gyökeres, Saka, you throw Semenyo into that mix with Madueke, we're laughing, people. The only criticism you could say for Semenyo is that he plays for Ghana. And obviously, as we've seen when we've had Partey, probably if you're Liverpool with your Egyptian legend in Mohamed Salah, every AFCON you're thinking, oh, we're going to miss them. So, yeah, people. And the Champions League's back. Nicolas Jover's been linked with a European position, or, well, Europeans are like an international position. So, yeah, people. Where Bilbao's concerned, obviously, between today and tomorrow, we'll get another live stream going so we can see what Mikel Arteta has had to say. 6 p.m., I've got Jordan of AFTV on the platform. I've recorded a video with Harry, so make sure your notification bells are on, because there's probably one to come out on his platform, one to come out on mine, very different topics. So, yeah, man, we started Monday in the best possible way, and it's always nice when you're back to winning ways and you got 3 points, and your striker actually scores goals. Oh, well, Gyökeres wears jeans. That's all right. I don't know what Sesko wears. I don't know what Sesko looks like. I've never seen him. And don't get me started on the rest of them. You'd think Gyökeres is the only big money addition, where you've got Waltmade, Verts, all of these guys. And I'm not saying that Gyökeres shouldn't be criticized or to pile pressure on them, but you would think that Gyökeres is the only signing ever made by Arsenal Football Club and the only one in the Premier League, such as the speculation. So whenever he scores, I'm going to be pushing agendas. And again, I don't really care about external sources, but there is a small percentage of Arsenal fans, in my opinion, that don't want Gyökeres to succeed purely because they don't fancy him more than they fancied Sesko. And they're a bit weird, man. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. You want another winger? Let's go with what we've already got. We've got no choice but to go with what we've already got, bro, Paul. Like, January is a difficult time to do business, but can you really look in that 11 and, well, not even 11, could you really look in that squad, Paul, and tell me honestly we couldn't do with another winger? Like, in terms of next season or seasons, obviously a couple players would have to get flushed out, but I think there's scope for another centre mid, specifically more an 8 sort of type. I don't think he was good against Man United, but like Rangers, because I think we lack that skill set. I think there's capacity for another left winger. I don't think we'll get another striker, like a backup rotationary option, but I think there's scope for that. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. I think there's scope for another defender. So, yeah, but you never know, Paul. Maybe Trossard, if you get another offer for 20 odd million quid, Trossard might want to keep it moving. You get one out and one in. I don't think or expect us to sign Semenyo. And even when you look at our summer, unprecedented, goosebumps, 8 players, some individual players. For me, Zubimendi, a 20 million out of 10 signing. Gyökeres the same, Eze the same. Madueke, I give it a 6 right now. Obviously, you started off well. Worst comes to worst, you're better than certain man in terms of your consistent decision making, and you've offered us something in it. So you got Madueke, Mascara. We might look back and say that was the most important signing, but obviously right now it's not really that, even though he's stepping up and doing his thing. Hincapie ain't kicked a ball for our football club, but I'm very bullish around him. But if there's an opportunity, you always want to improve. And the only 2 blots on the CV I could say, about what we did in the market in the summer, probably not I care about it, but I don't care about it, because when you strip it all back, I only really care about the players that are available for our football club. But we didn't change our Arsenal Football Club is viewed where it comes to selling people. So, yeah, that's one. And I do think we missed a trick on the left wing. Obviously, Eze, you want to see, to be honest, you don't really care where Eze plays, just make sure he's in the team. But he can make that left wing his own. Madueke can play out there. Probably going to play out there, obviously, if Bukayo Saka is fit. But there's not really an out-and-out option. I fit Gabriel Jesus. I'd love to see that in the mix, man. I'd love to see Gabriel Jesus, Saka, and Gyökeres just for a game. And I'd also like to see, I'm exaggerating, but I would like to see a Haaland midfield, just for a couple of moments of Miles Lewis-Skelly, Wanyeri, and Max Dowman. Equally, I'd love to see us just force all the creative players into the team. So I don't know how you do it, but probably Wanyeri, definitely Odegaard, Eze, just shoehorn them into the team for a game, man. Like, we finally got depth. We should have signed another centre mid to cover for Odegaard. I think we could have signed another centre mid already, but you could argue we've already got cover for Odegaard, really. You know, I'm not saying we should all agree with it, but Marino is seen as someone that can play in that role. Arteta, if Kai Havertz is fit, I definitely feel he would have explored Gyökeres through the middle and Kai Havertz in that kind of Odegaard role. And who knows, that might allow Gyökeres to stay in more goal scoring areas. But you do have him. What I do like is what I want to see in what we saw against Leeds and Nottingham Forest is that Wanyeri's getting the minutes there. So you do have Wanyeri. I'm probably missing out. So obviously it's more of a long-termy thing, but you'd imagine Max Dowman between the 8 and the 10, he could lock that down. Right now, he can just float about. Actually, we've got we got 3 decent right wing options, 4 really. If 5, I don't even know. I'm just saying numbers, but Saka is first, obviously. Madueke is second. I did like Max Dowman's moments out wide, and I like the fact that he's able to win pens. Arsenal were going to need that at some point this season. You know, winning penalties at Arsenal, actually getting the refs to give you that is one thing. So there was that. Saka, Dowman, Madueke. Can't forget Wanyeri again. You want to see Wanyeri continue to get like little inroads in midfield, but he can be a bit cute and clever there. And then, yeah, you do have asterisks. You can play Eze, Trossard, Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli, all of them kind of guys out there. Antigua in the building, DG. Come on, Kim, big up Antigua, man. Big up the West Indies. Do you think Mikel will rotate for the Champions League? Not at this moment in time, but we are getting to that stage now. You know, big up BR. He supports Man United. You don't need to worry about this because you're not in the Champions League. You've got 1 game a week. You were in the Cup in August and you went out. So for the teams that are looking at playing about 50 odd games, now is the period. I don't want to sound cliche, but it does feel like now the season starts. Now the games are coming thick and fast. Now we have to box clever. You know, and we've come into this period after the international break with injuries. Odegaard's bust his shoulder. We don't know the significance of that. Saliba, in my opinion, if we're going to bet on it, if he isn't fit, needs to be City. Saka, no clue on what's going on there. Havertz is still out. Gabriel Jesus is still out. To be honest, obviously, respectfully to Norgard, we forget about him, but you're out. We're going to have to box clever, man. There's going to start to be fatigue. A lot of these players have played a lot of games off the back of last season, had an intense preseason, played the majority of these 4 games, played for their country as well. So we're going to have to box clever. But, I mean, nobody knows what Arteta's thoughts are. And is it really rotations or is it different options? Obviously, I'm being a bit silly. It is. But one thing that gives me, I don't want to jump the gun. It's only been 4 games, but like you look at ironically, somebody mentioned Champions League, right? We're in the Champions League. We're in the Champions League tomorrow. Obviously, you know, we played PSG in the semi-finals. Remember when Partey was out? So then with Partey out, you now had to move Rice from the 8, where Rice was picking up form and doing his thing, back into the 6. Marino was doing his thing up front. He had to move in midfield. And it did look a bit disjointed. At least now it looks like there's players that you can plug and play. Like, obviously, Madueke is nowhere near Saka. But if the system is here, and players that come into this club don't take us to that level, then just make sure we float, we don't drop. So I think obviously we've got that. Obviously Mascara's doing his thing as well. So yeah, but is there a need to rotate? Because you want to start off strong. You want to qualify quick sooner rather than later. I actually like the league phase because you can't do what you used to do, what some teams used to do in the group stages where you kind of mess about, get your act together last 3, maybe 2 games, sneak through to the next round. And obviously, if you fuck about, pardon my French, if you do fuck about in the Champions League and you don't qualify in the 8 positions, then you've got that extra game, and you don't really want extra games where you don't need to, innit? We have to box clever. We've got the Champions League now, fresh off of Nottingham Forest, and we traveled to Spain. We've got City at the weekend, Port Vale to come into it. The games are coming thick and fast. So yeah, man, we've got the means to kind of absorb the pressure of the inevitable injuries, loss of form, needing to rotate and box clever. Even, you know, boxing clever, credit to Arteta, you know, Declan Rice. such as what Declan Rice has introduced me at Arsenal, I feel a bit nervous when he's not involved. Box clever in the right game, played Marino in midfield at the right time, made the subtle changes, let the players go out. And do you know what? With Eze and Madueke, more so with Martinelli and Trossard and all the other options, bar the ones we believe in, it was nice to just see competency, like wingers that can take on their man down the flanks, go inside, passing, all of that. That is another front three we could look to utilize. And they look like, to be fair, people can say it's only Nottingham Forest, all that kind of crap. But you had Madueke on the right, Gyökeres through the middle, and obviously Eze. Eze making his first start. That's a front three we haven't seen at Arsenal. And for me, you would have thought they've played together. So I did like the relationships. And I don't really care about foreign fans in terms of, if you're not an Arsenal fan and you've got an opinion on my club, you're a foreigner type of thing, innit? But I think people are liars. If you look at Eze, Gyökeres, people are liars. Gyökeres ain't going to be the prettiest, but you saw him pull out to the left, link up well on the right, obviously got his goal, in which I think we need to create some more chances for Donny, drop deep, doing all the things. He's adapted to the system. I just want to get Gyökeres in those goal-scoring positions a bit more, Gaffer, man. Like, he got into one, that was great, which he scored. I think, he hit the cross, he hit the post for one. And there was one I was a bit mad at him. He was involved in the build-up. Timbers put the ball into the box, and no one's there to tap it in. You're thinking that is where you want Gyökeres. So a bit more chance creation. I think I've been consistent in that in the last 4 games that we've played. I think that is there. It sounds mad to say because you did score 3 against Forest. We did score 5 against Leeds. We only struggled to score against Liverpool. And defensively, we did okay against Liverpool. Took a fantastic goal. And it's all a building block. So these options allow us to be different. And to be fair, Arsenal fans, we probably should have felt like this a long time ago, man. Like depth, like this is great. Like, and obviously I have to, you know what? Gyökeres' goal was the best for me, purely because it's just competency. You're standing off Calafiori. He's clipped it over the top. Eze, if you do that 20 times this season and nothing more, I'm a happy bunny, man. With his weaker peg, just deliver it across the box. Gyökeres with the competency, 3 touches essentially. 3 touches, 3 passes, be a tapping. I'm criticizing my club BR about creating chances. At least we're creating chances for Gyökeres to tap in. My striker's got 3 and 4 games. Yours ain't scored, but he jumps very high. He's got a good first touch. Please, you would die for him. You would die to see tap-ins at your football club. And you definitely, for you, because you're always here telling Arsenal are defensive and we're boring. If Arsenal are boring and defensive, I don't want to be like Man United. How you playing offside trap in your own half? Dickheads. Absolute cunts, mate. I'll tell you. Luke Shaw is still... I rate Luke Shaw because he can't be stealing a living because he didn't put a gun to United's head to give him a contract. How in 2025 you're trying to play him as a left-sided centre-half? Crazy. Please, less of that. Less of that. Don't want to hear from you lot. You lot can't even... You lot are the relegation sides, which is why I wanted you lot to win. Maybe there'd be a bit of uncertainty in Manchester City. But Manchester City, 2 losses on the spin. They're playing it. Yeah, it's a Man United derby. It's a Man United derby and all that kind of jazz, but they did finish 16th, 15th, wherever United were. It was a little bit of a good bounce back for them. I mean, people say Phil Foden don't turn up in the big games. They might be right because he did score yesterday. These are not the serious games. Big up Erling Haaland for my FPL. Don't do that Man United thing where you're just focusing on Arsenal. Focus on yourselves. In fact, I hear it because getting at Arsenal, critiquing us, hating on us, it's an escapism from the hell that is Man United, in which you're seeing the bullshit that Amorim threw out there, 2 packs at us, and he's doubled down on his philosophy. Amorim, we love you. Trust the process, phases, all of that. BR, I'm not taking it from you. I'm not hearing it, mate. I'm not hearing it. You lot can't. You shouldn't be speaking about me. You lot played so well against Arsenal. You lot captured the nation's hearts, and less about Ahmad and all that crap. You lot a pony, lad. I put 100 bet this morning United relegated. I think you'll lose your money, but yeah, man. Amarin is one of the best 10s in the world playing CDM. Amarin's out of his depth. I don't know if you want Kobe Mainoo to become N'Golo Kante. I don't know why he's seen as direct competition for Bruno Fernandes. Like, specifically, it's one or the other. He's just done the wrong things. Obviously, the players need to take responsibility, but for me, like, whether I've watched Man United win, lose, or draw, it's probably on theme with what you've seen, in that it's the same old issues. And also, Man United, stop wheeling out Sir Alex Ferguson, please. He could have been doing word search. He could have been at his retirement home. He could have probably went on holiday. Could have went Freedom Street. Could have linked up with her babes and went on a date. Instead, he went to go and watch the club that he's managed lose to City again. How much time are you going to wheel this guy out? Leave the guy alone. We didn't do that to Wenger. Wenger, you need to return to the Emirates. Less of that, BR, man. Drosh. These man talking about Forest. It was only Grimsby. What happened? Rolex got snatched. Got done up by Grimsby. Crazy. Striker's going 10th for penalties because he's got cramp. Kind of what bullshit is this? There's nothing. You can't freeze Alex Ferguson. He just wants to be there now. Any Man United fan that actually watches the games, pays to go to the games, you've got humiliation kink. You love getting humiliated. You love it. You love it. I absolutely love it. Like, and you know what? City weren't even that good. Ryan just stinking up the place. I think Foden and Haaland were good. You lot made Jeremy Doku look like how he looks on YouTube. His decision making was amazing, and I don't want to hear it. Because say what you want about my team, we do not. Which City don't do that to us. You got cooked. You let one of the smallest players on the pitch score a header. Please focus. And you know what's so great? You can't blame Onana. Oh no. DG fans were definitely saying we needed depth for the longest. We've been crying for this, mate. Been crying for this. Eze, Gyökeres, Saka will be fire. Eze is a quality player, Wolfie, man. Facts and very loose passes for once and penetrating central areas, man. Crazy. It won't be easy, but I'm going for us to beat Bilbao 2-0. Don't shoot me, people. And if Odegaard's fit, fair enough. Don't shoot me. I think I want the same 11 that started against Forest. Give or take. I don't mind Calafiori for Hincapie or Miles Lewis-Skelly. I don't mind any of that. If Saka is fit or Saliba's fit, there's a decision to make. But I think the same 11 should go out there. And obviously for the Spanish boys, it's kind of relevant but irrelevant. You've got Mikel Merino, you've got Zubamendi, you've got Mascara. You're all playing in your homeland. You're going to be up for it a bit more, surely. And I think the game will suit Merino in midfield again. And it sounds crazy because I'm so against it, but you get where I'm going. Semenyo in January in the league is raps. Need to bin off Odegaard first, though. Like, man, need to get rid of Trossard, maybe potentially Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus. These guys need to go. Will they? Not especially with Arteta when it counts. Arteta needs to play new signings, or what's the point? Mascara has been so impressive, especially covering for Saliba. He's done his thing, man. He's absolutely done his thing. Big up Areola as well, because Bournemouth got completely ransacked and he's just kept it moving. They're doing very good. Now, you can't draw too many conclusions, obviously, on the first 4 games, but I think we can conclude that Liverpool are the favourites. Arsenal have been ticking over. Man United, fucking pony, mate. DL1 Love J. Appreciate you. Pedrinho. Appreciate you, man. But yeah, I want another winger. DJ, I agree with you. We should stick with our 11 from Saturday. The only thing that might make, if Saka somehow is fit, has Saka even traveled? I don't know. But if there is an element of needing to gamble for Saka and Saliba, I'm looking at the Man City game, in it. That's where you want to see it. But Madueke is sorry, people. Want to my window. Madueke, it's your place to lose. Mascara, you ain't put a foot wrong. And that's what you want to see, man. That's what you want to see. Like, there's going to be times, obviously, Saka's not there. We're like, oh, if Saka was here and if Saliba was here. But right now, their absence isn't felt. And if you can't stand out, fit in. Now, naturally, our new signings have stood out because we ain't seen Mascara Madueke, but you fitted in. So if we get into a scenario like we're in the semi-finals against Paris Saint-Germain and Partey's out for the first leg, we shouldn't have to move that many parts and look disjointed. There should be a base level now. Now you throw that in, Arteta, if we can be a bit more proactive generally, if we can put the handbrake further down with central areas and attacking play, we're in good stead, innit? The recruitment's been good. It's down to you, man. Like, it's not that we're not stressing people. Sorry, I'm getting cramped. It's my 3rd live stream. It's not that we're not stressing, but last season, imagine Saliba, Kai Havertz, whether you rate him or not, Bukayo Saka, new signing in Norgard, fair enough, probably sold about 2 shirts in the armory. We're stressed, you know. Right now, it's all good. Odegaard as well, which some of you probably would be a bit disingenuous and say he's been playing like he's been injured for the longest period of time, people. Would you swap Arteta for Zidane? Nah. If we had like 11 world-class players, like if we had Real Madrid stuff, then yeah. Because I think that's where Zidane does his magic. Obviously, if Arteta got sacked, I'm entertaining Zidane chat, but like he's clearly, in my opinion, like he's not managing in club football no more. He's waiting on Spain, waiting on the France job. Big up the chair for keeping you lot entertained, man. Hit the like button, people. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss streams or uploads. I'd like to see Hincapie against Man United on Sunday. I don't think he'd start, man. I need to see Hincapie and Miles Lewis-Skelly get minutes against Bilbao. Amen. Get me one of Semenyo, Lookman, or Liao in Jan. To be fair, of the three, you'd imagine Lookman's probably the easiest to prize away. Semenyo's a summer thing. Liao's defo a summer thing. Stranger things have happened. Concentrate Peckham Reds. Man called them Chuck Chester United. Man are gassing KSI. You can call him KSI. You can, at the end of the day, if Madueke is a YouTuber and my striker wears jeans and they walk into your team and they're doing better than yours, what does that say? I don't know why. BR, please go gym, smoke a spliff, read a self-help book. I can't help you. I am not Ruben Amorim. Scammerwin. No, he can't be Scammerwin. He ain't done that. It feels like every year I look at Man United, it's the worst start statistically, and he's in the right place. Ten Hag's available though. He is. You lot would die for him. What has Ahmad done? What has Xerxes done? Sesko, you know what Mum said, don't get the less fortunate. Not even going to mention him. All that money spent. In Buemo, allow it. He's even in my FPL team. Oh, shit. Because of your manager. Please, focus. Focus, man. Focus. Focus. I don't know what misery loves company. I don't know why you're bringing that stuff here. I changed the team, rest a few days for City. The squad is big enough for a few changes. Yeah, but the changes will be felt. I don't want changes for the sake of changes. I'll be real with you. Maybe there'll be changes, but we got to remember, you can't just look at Bilbao. We're going to their place. You want to start the Champions League off in the best way, which is 3 points. Because obviously, if you lose, you're in a deficit. Change for what, though? Change what? There can be some changes, but what? Like, I'm not saying you, but I do think Arsenal fans need to jump away from this. Yes, we need to rotate. Yes, we need to box clever. And yes, we have got a squad. But there's no point rotating for rotate's sake. Unpopular opinion, unfortunately, football is the way it's at now. If you're a decent player that plays for a top 6 club, historically, Man United, you don't need to worry about that. You are playing once a week. You did go out the League Cup. You're playing 70 games a season. So I do think we go too much over the top with the rotation, but there are times where star players don't have to start, where they can be subbed. What are we rotating for? I get it. Nottingham Forest, it takes 24 to 48 hours to recover. It's a quick turnaround going into the Bilbao game and City. And obviously, Arteta, you can only look at what is in front of you as a manager, which is Bilbao. But you do have to keep one eye on City. And we are into that period now where the games are coming thick and fast. But rotate who for what? If there's going to be changes, it might be changes for things people don't want to see. You might see Marino, Rice, and Zubamendi in midfield for whatever Arteta wants tactically. Odegaard might be out, so that might be Eze going into midfield, and then you bring on Martinelli. Bring in Martinelli. Odegaard might be fit. Eze could get dropped, and then Martinelli's playing against City for what he offers defensively, rightly or wrongly. What changes? Because obviously, if Saliba's fit, you might take a chance. But for me, against Bilbao, Gabriel Magalhaes and Mosquera, White's not trained, so we can forget the Ben White stuff. So you could obviously slap in Timber. Feel sorry for White as well. Miles Lewis Skelly, Calafiori, Hincapie, I'm not really bothered. I don't know if Hincapie will get his first start. I don't know if Miles Lewis Skelly, because I do think it will be more of a Europe. Obviously, we're playing in the champs, but it'll be a bit slower tempo, a bit more tactically, one of the more Spanish tactical kind of games. So I could understand if you do play Marino in midfield, if you do bring in a Miles Lewis Skelly, but I want to see the same front three, if I'm completely honest with you. I don't think Madueke's put a foot wrong, and it ain't like there's anybody else. Definitely want to see Eze in the team in whatever capacity. Or you might, it'd be nice to see Wanyeri get started for the guys not there and Eze continue out wide. I think they could swap positions. So we'll have to see, man. I don't want to see changes for change's sake. I'm actually not concerned. They've got the info. Play whoever he deems suitable. It'll be a strong team either way. Keyword strong team there, man. I'd rest Calafiori and Zubamendi. But rest for what? Like, genuinely, Calafiori, I hear it, there's a lot of minutes in the legs and we're scared for his fitness, but rest Zubamendi for what? Genuinely, I'm asking, like, rest him for what? It's the Champions League. We want to start off right. He'll be okay, man. You're playing on the Tuesday. We're not playing until Sunday. You'll be okay to get through this. I'm genuinely asking, like, why are we resting players? Why do we want rotation? Because it feels like we're just saying it for the sake of it. And for me, that's when it starts getting into Sunday league, where everybody's paid their subs, everybody gets a game. I'm not really on that. And to be fair, I'll be real. I do want to see Zubamendi in the champs because I think Kenny Ken said it's like, well, he said Arsenal bought Zubamendi for the Champions League. I don't think he was bought exclusively for it, but I get the rhetoric. If Liverpool start rocking and Arsenal has a full squad going all the way, let's just not drop points. DG, would you play MLS for Calafiori? I'd understand if Calafiori goes out there. I'd also understand if we box a bit cleverly with Calafiori and say, you know what, you might get 45 minutes, you might get 20 minutes, and you might start at City. I would probably look at bringing in Miles Lewis Skelly. Where Amarin already in his Ten Hag era, always talking about how well they played against Arsenal. On brand with many a Man United fan. It's just Arsenal, Arsenal, Arsenal. I want to know what's his name again? He was a great footballer, one of the best England had. Since he's retired, I'm seeing him bite his daughter's toenails and talk stuff on, overlap as they become algorithm horse. Oh yeah, that's it. Paul Scholes, the one that missed a penalty in the FA Cup final against us, couldn't tackle, but was a Bobby Dazzler. Would love to know your opinions on Sesko, mate. You help, bro. You give facts to people. Big up. I don't know about that, but I appreciate that, man. World-class players like Eze and Bill nearly spent. Is Eze world-class? Top player. But world-class? I don't know. I think there's only 3 players in our team that could lay claim to that. One plays right wing, one plays centre mid, and he bagged twice against Real Madrid. Probably the 2 centre halves, first choice centre halves. But if these are the questions we're having, fair play. Hope everyone's doing good today. Little bust at the moment, so not chatting. What does that mean? I don't know why the comments not coming up, man. What's going on? Why is it StreamYard, man? Come on. Well, this is Hawks. Of course, I respect Scholes. I respect you as a footballer. I don't respect you as a pundit, and all's fair in love and war. Because let's be honest, football content, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Sky Sports, whether it's on any media platform, and I'm not against banter. We have that on this platform, banter, a laugh and a joke, but it's just one-upmanships. It's just agendas. It's just being horse to the algorithm, slave to retweets. Oh my God, let's get a 30-second clip of these dickheads that want 5 minutes of fame saying nonsense. Crazy. I said right, centre mid, centre back, right wing. Same Scholes that kissed you never. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to say the other bit, but yeah, man. I think Tesco is a good player, but Man U was not the club. Arsenal was. But if Kai had him shook, thinks we didn't get him. You're right. To be fair with you, I said it with Sesko. I think Sesko needed 2 things. Obviously, in this day and age, for all young players, everybody just sees young players have a good game and just thinks the penny drops. You're going to do it for 38 games, 50 in all comps for about 4 or 5 years. That's not how he gets it. Tony Hawk, did all the skateboarding skills. I bet he fell off his skateboard once upon a time. One, there's a tax at Man United. They set up shit in an attacking sense with Amarin. You got 5 at the back, you can't defend. Disillusioned midfield. Attack is horrible. It's just some good players out there. That's it. So Sesko's going to fall from that. He obviously is developing and settling. There obviously is a bit of a tax because of the tactics. And I felt the same way with when they signed Højlund. Did they sign Højlund the same year they signed Ivan Toney? You need an experienced striker to shoulder the burden, which Mbeumo's going to have to be, I guess, to a degree, in which when these players fluctuate through form, especially the younger ones, you've got one already there. It's just a good player, spent the bag, and he's done nothing. And for all the talk about Gyökeres, Sesko cost a lot more. Big up Tony Hawks, man. Yeah, Paul Scholes, the player, legend. The pundit chatting shit, that's great for him. Which is why, if you've got 11 Premier Leagues and 2 Champions Leagues, your opinion is valid. So I find it very hard to accept the Paul Scholes that we know in this country and is praised in all over the 4 corners of the world. Is sat there talking absolute far off it out of his ass generally. And to be fair with you, it weren't even him, it was Jamie Carragher. So yeah, that's great. But that is the old. You see the thing about the old days. Those are the old days. Today, Man United are licking their wounds with that defeat. And Mbeumo's world class. Okay. Haaland scores first game after United sell him, coincidentally. Or you mean Højlund? Even that, Højlund might be crap. But Napoli are a better coach side. And there's a bit of confidence. And I do think one thing that people underestimate at Man United and all the big clubs is sometimes the shirt is heavy, You score 2 goals at United as a striker, people going to say, why you get 3? You go on, you score for 5 games, the 6th game, it's a drought, it's all over for you. And there's also the pressure on the players, the pressure on the club, the pressure on the manager. People sometimes can't cope, man. But forget Man United. DG, would you still buy Nico Williams? Arteta still wants him. Why not, man? If he'd still have us. But I just want to leave that foul in the bin, man. Like, everyone's tried to get you. 1 minute you're leaving, then you're not. Crazy. McTominay was misprofiled at United. He looks decent. Is a shirt heavier for a player or a fan? Player. You're the ones out there. Fan is what, like, it can't be that heavy for you as a fan because you're just watching. No one's saying anything about you. No way you're still hyping up Sesko Weghorst after all those strikers. Weghorst? I never gassed him. I think Sesko's a good player. I don't care if he succeeds at Man United. That's his business. But what? I think he's a good striker. I said I was happy with Gyökeres or Sesko. I more want Gyökeres because it goes against the grain of what Arsenal normally do, which is all that potential crap. Obviously, he got scared of Kai Havertz. Who cares about Sesko? You don't play for my club. That's literally your business. Some of you carry way too much hate in your hearts, you know. Fair enough, though. Fair enough. Barca don't want anything to do with Williams now. Here, Arsenal is still looking at Steele for a January signing. Wouldn't be against it, but we more need an 8. He's a quality player, but what him, Zubamendi, Rice, Marino's still there, whether we like it or not, as an option in midfield. Kai Havertz, I don't really buy it. Man said Nico can pee off. He's scared of the grind like Sesko. What is your preferred Arsenal attacking lineup if everyone's fit? Well, there is an element of, as you know, horses for courses and things of that ilk, but everybody fit. I did a whole 11. Raya, Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Timber on the right. Left back, I don't really care if it's... Honestly, you could say Miles Lewis-Skelly, you could say Calafiori. He ain't kicked the ball for us, as I keep saying, but you could say Hincapie. I'm actually cool with all the options. Right now, we'll give it Calafiori, recency bias, and he ain't put a foot wrong. So that's the back 5. For me, again, if everybody's fit, at this moment in time, Declan Rice, Zubamendi, Odegaard, Saka down the right, Eze on the left, Gyökeres through the middle. A part of me does want to say Odegaard come out, Wanyeri in the middle, Eze off the left, you lot interchanging the game and all of that kind of jazz. So yeah, man. And above everything, Madueke and Eze just competent, man. As a fan, I say you're not entertained. So far, bring Steeler in January. He can never have enough talent. You can never have enough talent. Where Liverpool are moving, I hear that. How many players would Madrid come in? Arsenal, how many players would Madrid come in for, or PSG? Well, if Saliba came available, they're having him. I think they're having Rice. I think they're having Saka. I think Magalhaes for the right price. Bunch of players. Mascara. Well, yeah, everybody. Almost everyone. The gaffer as well. It's different over here. It's different over here. Our B team is arguably the best out there. I hear that, but I want our A team to be the best out there. And you do that by winning a Premier League, a Champions League, an FA Cup, or a League Cup, man. I hear it, though. But that's what I mean. You know, I'll tell you, you got the tools now, man. Yo, DG, don't be a jinx saying all that. I don't believe in no jinxing stuff, man. God's with us all, man. Gary Neville is so annoying with his anti-Arsenal bias. And the saddest thing with Gary Neville is, when he initially jumped in this podcast game, I actually liked him. As I said, I just think you've become a whore for the algorithm. You're there to rile up things. You're the Piers Morgan of football. Jamie Carragher, the same. Even Jamie Carragher, well, it's the Champions League week. I'd imagine he's got a sweet little gig with CBS and whatnot. Watch how, not even the banter, watch how he analyzes the games versus on Sky. Let's be honest, British TV around football for all teams, it's rage bait, divisive opinions. Football is black and white. Like, let's take Madueke, for example. You know, we all know you can score a goal or get an assist and play shit. And we all know you can affect a game over 90 minutes without necessarily getting that. You can see where, if you slap that on Sky Sports, where the talking points come from. All of Sir Alex's sons are only good at gossiping about football, not one good manager inside. Boy. Facts, TG Carragher does things way different on CBS. Exactly. Because, like, come on, as someone that's been exposed to the media, he's clearly, before the streams, well, not even streams, before the videos, briefed on certain talking points. Probably the producers in his ear trying to get clips. That's what they're all doing. All these they're trying to get clips, whether it's being funny, being divisive. All of these big media houses, yeah, with all their money and all the stranglehold they have on the game, why do you think they're trying to copy and mimic conversations that are on YouTube that some of you would have in the pub with your friends and work colleagues? Because that's the way the game's going. Why do you think this? They know what to do to get clicks. Exactly. And unfortunately, football fans, like in society with normal people, we haven't learned just to identify someone's chatting shit and just ignore it, bro. And then we're always gonna bite the bullet. If you come like a clip could come out and saying Saka is right-footed, we all know he's left-footed. But people be like, oh, they engage with it. How do you know this and that? They don't care if you think they're talking nonsense or whatever. They want their clicks, engagement, retentions. They want the very thing now of what they used to look down on. You know, Robbie of AFTV be the best example. They used to, you know, oh, you can't have an opinion on YouTube. Now, why do you think they're all there? Come on, man. Carragher knows to behave himself on CBS because of TT. True. And it's just, for me, the vibes are a bit different. And it might be circumstantial because it might be a UK thing, but it feels a bit more balance. Like you got the banter. I think is it Kate? You got the banter. You got the banter between the pundits. You got the analysis. You got even the little banter. Like was it last season, the season before? It felt like every Champions League game. Like I remember Loftus Cheek. Like they're asking Michael Richards how much you pay for your trim. In England, you don't have that balance. Like honest to God, who watches overlap? I don't watch that. Who watches that? If anything, you see the clips, and I specifically don't engage with it. Because you're just seeing a lot of people happy to get their 5 minutes of fame. So they're going to chat shit. You're going to get, some are getting paid. Like you see the regulars there, some are getting paid more time. You're going to get a picture. You're going to get a cute little Instagram story. Might get a little selfie with Premier League legends. If you're lucky, you might get a cab. They might even get you a delivery order. That is what they're doing. And that's why people are going to be on there and they're not going to move the boat. Like the only Arsenal fan that I've gone on there, that's gone on there that I think's moved 30 was Clive Palmer. Other than that, everyone's, oh, I'm scared. I can't go against them. Oh, my days. Can't say what I need to say. My opinion is Arteta needs to ask himself, it's time. Just go all in. I hear it. A lot of people are liking Noni style over Saka style. Who do you prefer? I don't know who these people are, but I would remind them with the greatest of respect to Madueke, Saka's a goal scorer for us. I prefer Saka style. I like Madueke. No disrespect to him, but boy, come on. 4 games versus about 3-4 years, including this year of a title pursuit, and Saka's been at that. Not to mention the left back stints. Come on, man. Respect. We do just need to bring some silverware home, man. You're gonna be on CBS. Keep grinding, DG. Who knows, man. Appreciate you though. You can only get there by hitting subscribe buttons, people, and liking and all those things. 70,000 subscribers. You know what? Let's make this subscriber only. 6 p.m. I'm here with Jordan as well, folks. Big up you lot. Does the title say bring you Semenyo? I knew. You know what? I was waiting on this. Big up, fam zone. Make sure you're following. Yeah. I want him. Now I know we're not going to get him in January. I know we're not going to get him in summer. And it's more of it's more of because of Eze. It's like, and I know this should be irrelevant from signing a player, yeah, but it's relevant to me. He was an Arsenal lad. For me, it feels like the pennies dropped with him, and I can see like there's obviously I might say something very different in the next 4 games, but you've always been a talented player that we'd have. You've been on the scene for a while, been in the lower leagues, done your thing with Bournemouth, great coaching Areola, where they've been ransacked and they're still going well. The pennies dropped. He seems like he understands. Not that he hasn't before, but I'm a Premier League level player. I'm the difference maker. I've seen you do well now. I've seen you play well against us. I've seen you play well against Chelsea. I've seen you play well against, for the life of me, I can't remember, Liverpool. I've seen you do well. And Areola and Arteta are very different. But sometimes, yeah, more so last season, Kepa would lump it long. And Semenyo was good on the flick-ons. We all know what manager likes that. Do you know who's got a long throw? Him. And obviously, he's a Bobby Dazzler. And he's 25. He looks a lot older. He's 20. Bring him. 70 million is a bit mad, in my opinion. Did he kill himself? Maybe signing a new deal. I think what goes against him is now he's starting to get his flowers, but he's not a sexy name. Like, you know how anyone that watches football, you know Bournemouth play good ball. They've signed and recruited and sold well. Semenyo, nobody wants to play against you. But to the lazy kind of fan, oh, he's at Bournemouth. It's Semenyo, like, playing for Ghana. He's not playing for England. And that's the only bad thing you can say about Semenyo, in that throughout every couple of years, if we signed him, obviously in January, he's going to go play for Ghana. So, yeah, man, bring Semenyo. Bring him, man. Bring him. But then again, if you sell Trossard in January, get your little 20 million, they're still saying 70. That's a 50. The true cost is 50 million. Now, of course, there's no way on God's green earth anyone can be made available. I cannot see Bournemouth selling him in January, but I think it would be a good look, man. Semenyo can play in a bunch of roles. Imagine having a Semenyo. Maybe let's jump anything from now to 3 years, yeah? A Semenyo, a Saka, an Eze, a Madueke. Relative. Obviously, some man start week in, week out. Some man don't. Him. Who else am I missing? Obviously, you want to talk about Max Dowman and Wanyeri as central midfield options, but they could play somewhere. Who knows? Martinelli back to form. I'm lying. Semenyo can literally play left wing, striker, right wing. I just like him off the left, you know. And even that, like, he scores goals. He can play in a bunch of roles. He knows when to play simple, when to do the skills. I like the way he drives with the ball and in hostile environments, like the goal against Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool versus Bournemouth, fantastic game. It's going to be marred by Semenyo's performance was great. It's going to be marred by the little racist idiot stuff. And Semenyo's a better person than me because, yeah, let's just not even get in that. Like, look who's racially abusing you. Like, look who's racially abusing you. Just put that lad, put the brakes on the wheelchair and just leave him at the top of a hill. Racists will deal with themselves. It'd be absolutely horrible. And I don't want to be that guy, but the physical qualities, the pace, the strength, the transition, bring Semenyo to the carpet. It's just, I just wish he didn't sign that new deal. I wish he didn't sign that new deal. And to be fair, a bunch of clubs in the Prem could take him. You know, I'd imagine if United had the money and they make an offer, you could go there. My hot take is, I don't know why I believe this, Chelsea might sniff around him. I don't think Arsenal are onto him, if I'm completely honest with you. We should be on that, especially if we're linked with Anthony Gordon, like which we was. They'd probably cost the same. And surely it's easier to prize Bournemouth, well, Semenyo out of Bournemouth than Gordon out of Newcastle. I don't know the true cost that they spent on Semenyo, but yeah, Bournemouth know that they sell players. They probably would have made a decent profit. Remember, he almost went Chelsea as a kid, actually, like when he was breaking through. I think he was at Bristol or something. And for me, it's about the uptake in performance. Like you look in the 2022-23 season, okay, he made 11 appearances for Arsenal. Well, for Arsenal, I wish. For Bournemouth, I don't know why that comment's not coming off screen. So you can't really see, man. Make sure you're subscribed to FamZone. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. Okay, we're back. But yeah, uptake in performance. 2022-23. What was that? Our first year we fought for the title. All right. Nothing to scream and shout about. Bearing in mind, still wet between the years, getting experience. And he's 25 now. He's 25. Liverpool, the best example of getting these guys that are decent players. People might and ah. You signed them and like, oh, how did we do that? They done it with Mane. They did it with Firmino. Definitely did it with Salah. We need to kind of do that. And where you look at that, it kind of is similar to Eze. Eze got released by Arsenal and a bunch of other clubs. One thing I pride myself with on YouTube, however many years ago, when we signed Willian, I said it's better to spend 10, 15 million on Eze, who was at QPR at the time. But fair enough, it's all kind of falling into place. He's gone Crystal Palace. Well, he's gone QPR. He's done his thing. He's gone Crystal Palace, done his thing. Got experience in the Premier League, capped by the country, and now he's ready. See a bit of that with Eze, with Semenyo. So yeah, 8 goals in the 23-24 season. Fair enough in 33 games. It's not necessarily eye-catching, but backed against Liverpool away. So he loves playing at Anfield. We need that. Fair enough. Scored in a couple others. I'm really just trying to look at their big games. Newcastle, I'd say that's a big game. And he's played right mid there. Scored against Wolves. I'm exaggerating with that. So yeah, he's versatile as well. But yeah, 8 goals ain't anything to scream and shout about. But relative. Like, if Gyökeres is getting 15, 20, if Saka is getting double figures, if Madueke is getting double figures of some sort, you know, as a squad option, then we're all right. And if, the Declan Rice's, unlikely heroes in Zubamendi, corner boys in the building, there'll be some other goals. We've got many different ways of playing. So, yeah, he got 8 goals and 3 assists in the 2023-24 season, which boosts us to 2024-25 now, in which he got 11 goals and 6 assists. Which is where I'm looking at. And he was ever present. He missed 1 game. And that was by picking up 2 yellows. Now, I don't want to talk about never getting injured, because I've seen players that have never been injured. They sign for us and they pick up some knocks. But yeah, that's a good season. And we don't know how this season is going to pan out, people. But if he carries on this trajectory, last season's tally of 11 goals looks rubbed, because, you could rapidly close in on that. 4 games, same amount of goals as Gyökeres and 2 assists. And he's in my FPL team. Sometimes you do just need to buy these Prem players. And he might just have that burning desire of, okay, respectfully to Bournemouth, I've been at Bournemouth. This is an opportunity of a lifetime type of thing. So for me, bring Semenyo to the carpet, man. It ain't going to happen, but bring him to the carpet. What else have we got? Apparently, Ben White did not train today with Arsenal. He currently has a minor issue. He was on the bench, though. So what's happened? Or was he just on the bench for the numbers? I don't know. Big up Madueke, man. This new clobber that we're coming out with looks nice, if I'm honest with you. Madueke praised the fans for the support. Obviously, fan support, fan reaction around Noni Madueke for obvious reasons gives us food for thought. He said, that's what I played the game for, trying to help my team win, but also to bring joy to people that are coming to watch. You never know who's watching for the first time or things like that. So definitely in my mind to try and inspire the crowd a bit. The love the Emirates Stadium crowd has been showing me ever since my first game versus Villarreal in pre-season has been amazing. So I'm happy, and God willing, it just continues. And to be fair, Jermaine Pennant and Henry Lansbury, I can't find the comments for the life of me. I don't know the media station they were working on, but I saw a segment on social media where they were asking him about stuff, and it was killing me because Madueke just kept saying, yeah. But just the way former footballers were talking on how he's playing, and it was an interesting thing. Lansbury said, he's like, you always had the beating of the fullback. He was going inside, but you always had the beating of the fullback on the outside. Does it surprise you why they kept giving you that? I guess that's something only Postecoglou Noni Madueke, maybe Mikel Arteta could answer, but I just thought it was interesting. I'm all for these agendas. I don't think Chelsea are missing Madueke for what it's worth. I want to run the agendas because Madueke looks better than what's his name, the Dortmund lad? Is it Kittens? I don't know. I've never seen him play football. I'm not sure on who he is, but we've got agendas. Tim Howard has said Chelsea made a big mistake by selling Madueke to Arsenal. I hope so. I just need Madueke to make this the base level of the performance. Go from it being 4 games to 10 to 15 to 20. You might never be the regular guy I look at as a difference maker, but I want you to be reliable. And you do get into, you look at your stats at Chelsea, you got into the box a lot. You've probably been in the box a lot more than some of your other attackers. It's not all goals and assists, but you're getting in those areas. You have the capacity to score and assist. Make this deal look like a masterstroke. But Tim Howard said it's a miss. Chelsea have missed that one, and that's going to happen because they sign so many talented young players. He's a special player. He should have never been let go by Chelsea. 50 million. I don't think they're watching it like that. They got that one wrong, and they have to admit that Saka, we know, is probably the best player in the Arsenal team. But if he's out, no problem. Madueke can come in and be a star, which is true, man. And it allows actually Wanyeri to continue his education playing as a centre mid. Although, as an Arsenal fan, as a Wenger baby, I do like Max Dowman out wide, and I did like Wanyeri being exposed to those wide areas. We need depth. Arteta said it himself. We need 2 players per position. This is football, nothing different again. In other teams, when you see the qualities that they have, it's nothing new. The amount of games that the players have to play, they have to play 70, 74 games throughout the season. It's never been done. When that intensity goes that high, they are not going to be able to sustain that. So you need more players. The standards have raised. We need better players, and that's no secret, people. Apparently, Arsenal set-piece coach Nicolas Jover was present at the Saudi Arabia national team camp in Czech Republic early this month. He'll join up with the team again during the October international break. Set piece is going Hollywood. What can I say? Don't get any funny ideas. You need to stay at my football club. But yeah, and this could be our right-hand side. Even at slyly against Forest, we were a bit right-hand centric, but we do tend to go to that side. Now, Mikel Arteta hasn't given his press conference, but we can look at what Bilbao have had to say. Ernesto Valverde, great tactician, has been very complimentary in his words about Arsenal Football Club and Mikel Arteta. The shit Williams brother, Inaki Williams, has spoken. His brother is injured at the moment. So many of us are looking forward to debuting in the Champions League. For years, we fought for a day like tomorrow, and we want to grow our dream. Fair enough. Eze and Madueke will be making their debuts. I hope I can debut with a win, but it's a pity I can't do it with Nico. Fair enough. Valverde said he's one of the best coaches in the world. He's showing what he can do at Arsenal. He's always going to gas up his Spanish brother, but fair play. He's got great players, but you have to look at what they're doing and how they play. They don't let you play. They press in every drill. They insist, and it's hard to press them. They're a team with a stamp on them, and that stamp is Arteta. And do you know what? As someone whose team is very good defensively and seen a low, mid, deep block here, I don't even know why I'm saying this, but I've been watching Getafe highlights just of last season. Whoever the Getafe manager is, he's going to get a big job soon one day. I forgot his name. Don't remember his name, but he's a madman. Don't know what country he's from. He's whatever, but I just thought I'd throw that out there. They've gotten off to a very good start with the qualities to assert themselves. They know us, and that's an advantage, but we know them too. It's a motivation to face these players. Now, I think it's going to be one of those kind of tactical setups, like not the same, but like Arteta versus Pep Guardiola. I don't think it's going to be a game with the fastest of tempos, in which it leads me to ask you a lot of questions. Do we play into that? Because we have got Zubimendi. I actually think Marino, you could get away with him in midfield. Feel good factor is here, and we should believe we could beat them. They're missing players. We're missing players. Or do you go with, in my opinion, PSG were the only European side that kind of coped with it, in that I do think, in fact, Europe full stop, English teams with the fast and the intensity, and that I do think, I won't say it's a culture shock, but it did appear a bit of a culture shock in the Champions League for foreign teams. I think we hit Real Madrid with that. You could make it different, but you might be able to say in the league phase, PSG. Yeah, man. I think PSG the only team that kind of coped with that. Simon was the bold hench Arsenal ref in the overlap in that Gyökeres clip. To be fair, I like that guy, man. He didn't say anything wrong. He just said, I think Gyökeres is going to be the goal scorer. Yeah, that Jose guy, he's sick. Also, I can blame him. Watched his interview glorifying second place. Who? What are you referring to in that regards? They can't handle the pace the English team game is played at bar PSG. So, yeah, do we play into that strength, or do we do what we normally do? Smash the likes if you haven't. Come off the Rodrigo hype. Edwards is still lurking for him. You lot are greedy, bro. This the greed they talk about in all religious books, man. Inaki is decent. His decision making still poor. Nah, he's meaty, man. Black tax, black Spanish tax, brother tax. Never got injured tax. Meaty. Used to rate your thing, but meaty. I remember the bench youth players with Cesc Fabregas. Where's the youth? To be fair, we have got 3 youths on the bench. You have got Wanyeri, you have got Miles Lewis Skelly, and you do have Dowman. I'm excited about Dowman, and what I like with Dowman, yeah, and I hope for this season to a degree with Wanyeri and Miles Lewis Skelly. I feel we haven't allowed, and it's not just Mikel Arteta. You could say Emre, but I'd say because Arteta's been here the longest now. We don't let our young players just be young players. Like they have to grow up quick. It's like Saka at left back. We're living or dying by your performances. There was a point in time where that was extended to Smith Rowe and Martinelli. I know people don't hear it, but you could even say Eddie Nketiah. Exaggeration. I do like that we can just, obviously, if you're good enough, you're old enough, just let them do their thing. I don't want to live or die by the kids, man. Noni's interview with Keon was top 2. That's what you want to see, man. I just want to see him get some confidence, man. Prem-proven players, shiny flair players from other leagues. It depends on the caliber of players. If you're bringing me a Eze, fair enough, Madueke continue it. But if Arteta wants to do his mad stuff with Madueke, if you're bringing me Eze, if we spoke about Semenyo, if you're bringing them kind of players, if you're bringing Rice, them kind of things, I'm on it. And of course, I'm being silly, but if you start rocking up with a past it Petr Cech, you know, David Luiz, I don't want to disrespect you, but a David Luiz, who was better than people give him credit for, a Willian, a Cedric Suarez, a Raheem Sterling, all these men are Premier League proven. So it all depends. I don't really care where you sign the players from because we signed Mascara from Spain, who I wouldn't say we're being disrespectful to him because we're giving him his flowers. But I think we need to give Mascara a bit more credit. Like, yes, he's 21, but to a degree, coping with the atmosphere at Anfield and playing against Forest, that's light work for someone that's played against Madrid, played against Atletico Madrid, was played 30 plus times for Valencia. He's a key player there. So I do think we look at him as a bit of some random academy player. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. But yeah, that's what Ernesto Valverde said. What has Gary Neville said on Gyökeres? Good day for him. The problem for Arsenal, they've got so many silky players in Zubimendi, Odegaard, Madueke, Eze. You look at Gyökeres and he's a misfit. Is he? Is he a misfit? Or are you just pushing agendas? Sorry, folks. Is he pushing agendas? Is he a misfit? Oh gosh. If he's a misfit, close that window, it's raining again. If he's a misfit, that's great. Because we needed different. We needed Arteta to be given different players, quote unquote, to be forced to do different things. That's why I like the Gyökeres signing over Sesko, because we didn't expect that. And I think it's a lie. Again, I don't want to keep saying the same things. Is his general play the best in the world? No. But again, people are disingenuous. You know, to be fair to him, being a striker is a horrible job, if I'm honest with you, because we're not creating the most chances. You've played a back three. You've not been fit as well, but you played a back three in Man United, where it's numbers. Liverpool, it was a tactical battle. Even Nottingham Forest, let's be real, Nottingham Forest. You know, Gyökeres versus Wood, there weren't too many clear-cut chances for either striker created, which tells you where the game is, especially when it's a Postecoglou, Arteta, or whatever. Strikers are seen as like a peripheral midfielder and things like that. You got to pull out wide, you got to drop deep, got to pull to the right. Somehow got to get yourself on the end of stuff and put the ball in the back of the net. I think he's adapted to the system. I feel we need to adapt to him a bit more and create some chances. Maybe you're relying on Wanyeri to grow in confidence in that regards, more so maybe Odegaard getting back to form. Maybe with Kai Havertz and maybe with Mikel Merino, they could do a bit, take on a bit of the duties of Gyökeres and he can stay further up the field. But they're lying. His performances are getting better and better. They've been good from the start. He's getting fitness. He's scoring goals. It always helps. Obviously, I want to know if you can score in big games, and it would be nice to see you score against City because people took it nonsense. It is what it is. So I think it's a lie. And even that, the bar is on the floor. And we should be, you know, to be fair, I think Forest and Leeds, the way that we scored the goals and the way the game panned out, that was probably on brand, right? But he's been part of 2 of the best attacking performances this season. He linked up very well with Eze and Madueke, individually and collectively, even with the celebrations. And that's the first time we saw that front three. So I don't know what we're on about here. And this is what I mean, yeah. I'm not saying Gary Neville's wrong, but I do feel a lot of these pundits, they don't actually watch games. They just say the same buzzwords and the same common-led beliefs to drive engagement. He's a misfit for the group of players in the sense of he's not technically amazing. Well, you could say the same about Haaland. And I'm not complete. Gyökeres is nowhere near Haaland. But it's fair to say, you get different players, different results. They got over the line in the champs with Haaland. And even that with Pep Guardiola, yeah, maybe it's for the next manager, but even for him, his principles are not weird, but a striker is seen as the first defender in which Haaland can press. A keeper is seen as your first attacker now. Obviously, if the keeper passes it backwards, they're in problems. Donnarumma isn't not a great keeper. Showed it against United when the rare time he was called into action, but he's not known as a ball playing keeper. Obviously, they got Trafford, and then Haaland isn't a traditional kind of striker with Pep for Pep's system, but he's somehow went and done that. So this is where I think Arteta is needed to do because it makes us a tiny bit of unpredictability. It provides a tiny bit of unpredictability. But I actually like that sort of contrast. Oh, fair enough, Never. I might have judged you too early, jumped the gun. That idea of having this battering ram who is sort of ungangly, and I think he'll beat up small teams. Well, so he's definitely going to score at United at the Emirates. Whether he'll do it in the big games or score in the big games, not as sure. I think that the best defenders might handle him. We'll see. But I think he'll beat up smaller teams for Arsenal. That's not a big thing. Scoring loads of goals, getting 20 goals this season, which he could do. They don't probably have to be all against big teams, but just early on seeing him being a threat, a handful. And to be fair, if I was Gyökeres playing against Gary Neville, as much as Gary Neville's a Prem legend, he's going to pin from set pieces or aerial duels. You're going to lean on his side and pin him there in the air, isn't it, really? So, yeah, man, I hear it. I think Arsenal need a bit of imperfection in their attack. Maybe someone who can get into the box a little bit quicker. I agree with the imperfection. I just think we need a healthy bit of randomness, people. Moving it on, Arsenal are facing a delay in tying Saliba's down to a new contract, sources have said. He's been linked with Real Madrid, as we know, who are long-term admirers in him. Last week, we heard there's a 5-year deal on the table. Now the Gunners have reportedly offered the 24-year-old, flipping out, where's the time gone? He's 24. A new deal and are accelerating negotiations to try and ward off any interest. However, sources say that a big contract extension like this will take time to finalize, meaning that the North London side are unlikely to see a conclusion to the situation in the immediate future. Smash the like button, really? We never knew that. Saliba, Saka, you don't need to be some of the highest earners in Saliba. You need to be getting my club 70, 80, 90, 100 million when that time comes because it's inevitable you go to Real Madrid. Arsenal identify new targets. What the hell does this mean? We know Trossard and Gabriel Jesus, they're probably the ones that are going to be linked with moves away from this football club heading into January. Apparently, TBR Football can confirm that Berta feels he's making good progress over new deals for Saliba and Saka. Talks with both players have been ongoing for over 12 months, significantly less than 12 months for Berta, people. So, yeah, we love to hear that. Obviously, Wanjeri, Miles Lewis-Skelly signed new deals. Since taking charge early this year, Berta has held lengthy talks with both Bukayo Saka and Saliba. Sources have told TBR Football's chief correspondent, Graham Bailey, that progress has been made on both fronts. Both 24-year-olds have less than 2 years remaining on current deals, and talks have centered around Arsenal's future plans, and few are better placed than Berta. The pair are both set for significant wage increases and are believed to be impressed by Berta's vision for the future led by Arteta. Sign it today, then. And you'd imagine you need to see them near the top earners. Fair enough, Odegaard at the time. Jesus and Kai Havertz moving forward, you don't want to see them near that. It probably tells you everything where the future lies. Probably more so for Jesus. Speaking about the situation, Bailey told TBR Football, Berta believes Arsenal's summer plans have highlighted to both players they're in the right place to fulfill their ambitions. The pair will both receive significant wage increases upon completion of their deals and are understood to have been impressed with what Arsenal have done over the summer. Berta wants both done before the summer, but it's believed to want both signed and sealed ahead of the January transfer window. I think we all do. It's like a new signing, people. Gary Neville has compared Madueke to Iron Robin. I'm not sure on that, but for people that question this signing, the whole footballing world, if that's being said 4 or 5 games in the season, fair enough. Madueke Eze, when you think about Martinelli and Saka, you thought they would dominate the right and left wing for Arsenal for the next 5-10 years. Yet you're watching 2 players yesterday. Obviously, Saka will come back in and Martinelli will play games as well. But Madueke is a lot better than I imagined, and I thought he would be, and certainly a lot better than Arsenal fans thought he'd be. A couple of runs that he made for England on Tuesday were a different level. Even the build-up to the goal he scored, man, cute flick from Morgan Rogers. The runs, I thought, oh, he loves that noise, isn't it? Their runs Iron Robin used to make against me. I'm giving you players where they're sort of level where you think, oh, I'm up against it. This is a different type of player. Sometimes you play against a winger and they're dribbling at you, and you know they've got a trick, and you know what you're going to be in for a different game. Then you've got players who are a step above, a level above. I'm not saying Madueke is there yet, but his movement and things that he's doing very, very good. And I'm talking from a fullback's perspective, playing against it. I must admit, I don't want to agree with Gary Neville, but that's a Premier League legend of a fullback. I'm a Sunday League fullback. right is right, wrong is wrong. He's not lying there. Eze looks like he's got that little bit of something. He's just got something. Fair play. I don't want to hear anything you've got to say about Gyökeres. We've gone over that. I actually thought Zubimendi was important to sign as Gyökeres. I saw last season. I thought there were moments where Jorginho played where he just pops the ball through the lines. I'm not sure Rice and Partey. It's interesting how Rice is being used by Arteta and Thomas Tuchel in an advanced role. I actually think that's where Rice should be. Zubimendi, I thought they really needed that type of player. Arsenal receive it, pop it through to Odegaard, a bit quicker, break through the lines. I wasn't expecting him to score a volley or a header at the back post like we got yesterday, but that's the quality. He's got great technical ability. No one could disagree with that, innit, really? And I hate to agree with him. Odegaard's press is too aggressive for me. Sometimes gets passed around and passed into midfield is easy. You saw with Ethan being not so aggressive, they had to go long more. Maybe that's something Ranieri's doing without knowing. Maybe that's something Arteta was saying. But for me, I would say I like Odegaard's press. It's just sometimes he's not strong enough, innit? Like he does pull out some 50-50s and he is easy to draw out. 53 liked. Fix up, guys, and smash the like button. DJ's trying to get to the YouTube Mobile Awards. Odegaard hasn't been great at all, but fans being reactive don't understand the mechanics of an elite team, especially with the captain. Plus, form is temporary. The team know what he can do. He's going to need to get back to his form, Jay, but you're trying to ask football fans to be rational. Got a better chance of waiting for Sesko to score a goal, ain't you? I don't blame him for pulling out of the tackle. It was a shocking pass, and it was in the middle of the pitch. You know what? I wasn't even necessarily speaking in relation to Forest, speaking in general, but I hear it. I just want to see Odegaard back to his best. Like the new thumbnail, seeing lots of creators changing their thumbnail style. Appreciate that. Pressing in today's game isn't irrelevant. Ball retention is key, so winning the ball back early is true. But it feels like with Odegaard, that's the only thing kind of keeping him, even with myself, that's keeping you in high regards. And I know the game's changed. Goalies have to be good with their feet. Strikers have to defend. But no matter what you got to do tactically and whatever Arteta is telling you to do, you're Martin Odegaard. You're technically proficient. You got eyes in the back of your head. Get to it, and you start getting into scary scenarios when you over leverage these conversations. Like you just have to look on the left hand side with Martinelli because of what you do going backwards. These things are relevant and prevalent, but yeah, man. Odegaard triggers the press, but pardon me, you can't just be in the team because you trigger the press. I can't lie to you, because Kai can do that. DG does VG get 30 Premier League goals. 30 is a bit much. 30 is a bit much. But yeah, hopefully get some goals. Being a striker in this Arsenal system is probably the hardest job in the world. Never applauded that he was a misfit and said we'd benefit, especially against the lower league teams. That goal versus Forest is the type of goal we haven't scored for time. It was so simple, it's elegant, man. Like Zubimendi's goals, undoubtedly the goal of the game. Absolute Bobby Dazzler, great goal of the season contender. And I'm exaggerating a bit, yeah, but I enjoyed the tapping because I don't see that too often. I've seen screamers. Gyökeres makes thoughts clear on Kai Havertz's injured Arsenal star looks on. I mean, big up Tom, raw. Tom done an article for the Express. Well, let's see exactly what he said. Oh, it was contextualized via Football London. Yeah, it's amazing. They always want to go forward and be a threat. You could see today they were very dangerous. For me to play with those players, you just have to be in the right positions and you'll get chances. I wanted to get here and get going. And yeah, of course, it's going to be pressure in a very, very big club. You know that. Just trying to make the best when you're out on the pitch and just don't think about that too much. And that's what I wanted from my striker. Of course, you always want minutes. And yeah, you get it easier when you play more, of course, but it's not because someone else is injured that you want to play. You want to perform and show that you deserve to be on the pitch. That is what I'm trying to do. Fair play, Gyökeres, man. I was reading this, people. I'm not going to read it to you lot, but big up David Raya on 100 games, mate. Fair to say it worked out better than Aaron Ramsdale. Is Ramsdale even... I've always wanted Semenyo, but now I'm on the hype train. Is Ramsdale even playing for Newcastle like that? We did go over this yesterday, but allegedly Arsenal and Manchester United are among the clubs interested in Lille midfielder Burundi. Did work very well against Toulouse, played in the Champs, 17 years of age. It's going to cost a pretty penny. I'd be for it. I don't really buy it, though, because as talented as he is, are you going to walk in our team? I don't know, people. But yeah, he started 7 of Lille's 10 Champions League games last time and played over 1,000 minutes in Liga. Crazy. And Ren's got this striker that I'll be... What's the 17-year-old? He scored over the weekend. I'll be watching him closely. I'm having this guy, but we're not alone. Man United have been dropped, as have Arsenal, and AC Milan are apparently interested and positioning themselves to make a potential move. How much are they going to want for him? He's contracted until 2027. Probably, unfortunately for him, that he's French. He'd probably be in the national team setup. Nico Williams is reportedly aware he'll be in the transfer spotlight yet again next year, despite signing a new long-term deal with his boyhood club. Yawn. The Barcelona fans, Arsenal fans, does anyone really give a crap? Bayern Munich even. Big up yourself, Nico Williams. If Arsenal want you, they go for you. I'll be happy. But no one don't care about this guy anymore. The Spain international surprisingly rejected the advances of Arsenal, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Chelsea during the recent summer transfer window, with the 23-year-old instead opting to agree fresh terms with Athletic. And obviously, that 58 million release clause has been removed, people. And now it's a 90 million euros release clause. I don't buy it, if I'm honest. Wait, what? Is this a typo? Although Williams now has 10 years remaining on his contract, I knew he signed a long-term deal. He couldn't have signed 10 years. Go do your thing, man. You do what you need to do. Speaking of Bilbao, unfortunately, I'm going to have to change the thumbnail. I'm going to have to change a couple of thumbnails. Oh, my days. This is putting me off. Can you not hear the wind? And this is, I can't lie, man. English weather, decide what you're doing, man. Are you doing this raining thing or doing the sunny thing? Because 1 minute it's getting hot, and then it's not. But yeah, man, I'm going to have to change a couple thumbnails. I think I got Visa on Newcastle versus Barcelona. Obviously, Nico Williams is there. No worries. You have to change the kit as well. It's no worries. I'll do it for you lot. I'll do it for you lot. Anything for my subscribers. It's no worries. We will be doing a watch along. We start at 4:45 tomorrow, people. I have got Jordan who's cut his hair at 6 p.m. as well. Big up Harry. I don't know if he's put out his video on his platform, but we did a pre-recorded piece, so that will land. Shout out Gal, we did a video earlier today. So the work never stops, man. What else is there? They say we don't score enough goals, but no club in the country has won more games by 3 or more goals since the start of 2023-24 than Arsenal. Forest, Leeds, Ipswich, Real Madrid, PSV 7-1, City 5-1, 3-0 in the champs against Zagreb and Monaco, 5-1 against Palace, same scoreline against Sporting, Preston held 3. West Ham are used to holding 5, but we beat them. We put 5 against them and Bolton, then 3 against Bournemouth and Forest. Chelsea got smoked 5-0. Brighton held 3. We scored 6. I still remember that game against Sheffield United. 4-1 Newcastle, 5-0 Burnley, 6-0 West Ham, 5-0 Crystal Palace, 6-0 Lens, 5-0 Sheffield United, 4-0 PSV, and 4-0 Bournemouth. They do call us boring, and they say our manager's negative. There is elements of our football can be more entertaining. We can score more goals and whatnot. So, yeah, it is what it is. But it's, we're not as dead as they make out. We have made a new signing, though. Archie Stevens signs pro deal. We are delighted to announce that winger Archie Stevens has signed his first professional contract with us after a successful trial period. Welcome. The 19-year-old impressed during the under-21s pre-season clash. And ironically, our under-19s are in action versus Bilbao tomorrow. I hope that's on TV. If it is, we'll get a watch-along game. He came through the youth academy at Glasgow, people. He did spend time on loan at Scottish Championship side Dunfermline Athletic. So you do have some experience to throw in. If you're good enough to progress to the first team, great. If not, you come here, you learn, got you for free, sell you for a bit of money, keep it moving. Mertesacker said, since Archie's been with us, he's really impressed as a person and a player. He's fit into our environment seamlessly and has been really impressive in the matches and in training. Archie has absolutely earned this next stage in his career with a pro contract with us. We welcome Archie to our academy and are looking forward to working with him in his continued development. I went on loan to Dunfermline towards the end of the last season and learned loads there. We were in a relegation scrap at the start, so that taught me a lot, and we managed to stay up, so I'm seeing a lot of things on and off the pitch. Now for you, you're going to get first-class training at Arsenal, maybe make your debut, maybe train. For Arsenal, we get a competitive player for the 21s, maybe someone we could sell. For you, though, away from training and all of that and Arsenal on the CV, you're going from men's football to youth man football. I think that's a step backwards, quote-unquote. You was in a relegation scrap. But who knows, man? So, yeah, big him up, man. Big him up. You just never know. Hopefully, Teeny put in a good word. When it's all said and done, we've played 4 Premier League games, 3 clean sheets, 9 goals scored, and 1 goal conceded, which was a super strike, which places us. This is the first time I've seen the league table. I won't look at it until May. We're on 9 points, Liverpool, 12 from 12. And they just find a way to score these last-minute winners, don't they? So, yeah, man, no player completed more take-ons, 5 or created more chances in the Premier League this weekend than Noni Madueke. He had the most crosses for Arsenal against Forest, most touches in the up box, won most of the duels, most of the following: chances created, successful take-ons, tackles, and fouls won. So, mentality is there. It looks confident. So, you keep doing that, mate. And big up Gyökeres, of course. Big up Eze. We love it. Again, if this doesn't make you cry tears of joy, nothing will, man. Big up Calafiori, but just my winger is competent to just have the quality to just pull it across goal. And we've got a striker just arriving. I need to see that more this season from everybody, whether it's because of Arteta or not. Decent makeshift front three, and it's not even our first choice front three. And to be fair, even better than the front three is the clobber, in it. I don't know what Arsenal do, but we're never missing with the designs, man. It's crazy. Alan Shearer, to be fair, you have to listen when he talks about strikers. I think to get the best out of him, he's going to need early balls into the box. He'll get a shed load of goals if they keep on getting balls into the box early. Fair play, Alan. And this, what a goal that was from Mr. Zubamendinho, who was awarded man of the match. Have to big up Christian Mosquera, doing what you can, doing well. Unfortunately, Odegaard picked up a shoulder issue. I don't want to say it's a blessing in disguise, but it might mean this man here, Wanyeri, gets a run in the team. If not that, he has different qualities, and you can see, especially in the first half, when he got the ball in certain areas, how comfortable he was to carry the ball straight away. It was very good. Wanyeri, the chance is coming. Since the start of the 2023-24 season, no English team has won more games by 3 or more goals in all comps than Arsenal with 26. Corner boys in the building. If we're boring, I don't know what's going on in that regards. Big up hand of Arsenal. I think you said something today. He said William Saliba expected to make a return to first team full training this upcoming week. The French centre-back was afforded an extra couple of recovery days when asked on Friday with Arsenal comfortably able to do this with Mosquera performing the way he is. Long may it continue, man. Long may it continue. What else have we got? We already got that. And yeah, we've gone over that. And yeah, the big one against City on Sunday. So yeah, no place for Odegaard in our team. Chill, man, chill. We're going to need everyone, horses for courses. And fair enough. If Odegaard goes from being first name on the team sheet to a rotationary option, is that a bad thing? Odegaard needs to eat some yams, do some core strength workouts. I hear it. I hope he ain't popped his shoulder. That shit must be painful, man. Big up to the chat. You can see my vision with Eze in the 10. We'd all love him in central areas. Because if I'm honest, I think we could have scored more and created more against Forest. I think we could have got Eze a lot more involved consistently across 90 minutes, but it's just a learning curve. That front three and even Marino in behind was creative and causing that chaos we wanted. Arteta, everybody's onto Arteta, including myself. When you make the wrong decisions, isolated to Nottingham Forest, everything he did worked, from the subs to the game plan, all that stuff, man. Plus, Madueke has less pressure on him. It helps. Gyökeres has a lot of pressure. I hear you. But at the same time, I think you're right, because had we not have got Gyökeres over the line and we didn't get Eze, and Gyökeres was seen as the only addition in the attacking ranks beyond the traditional strike, we look at it different. But I don't agree, because there's always going to be pressure. We all know how weird Arsenal fans are. I've seen Arsenal fans go from saying Martin Odegaard is better than Ozil to now get rid of Donny. 1 minute Eze's the guy. When he has a bit of bad form, he won't be the guy. The same was said with Wanyeri. The Wolves always come out for Declan Rice and Bukayo. Obviously, forget the off-field stuff. Not forget, we don't condone it, but there was fluctuating opinions with Partey. Just the other day, people were saying, oh, Zubimendi, this, that, and the third. There's always going to be pressure. There's always going to be hyper opinions. This is why I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to Odegaard. Wouldn't be my captain, but stripping him of the captain's band, because there's still going to be pressure. People are onto Madueke before. They're loving him now. If he misses a 1v1 versus City, we all know the rhetoric, people. So, and that's something that is going to happen with all the players in our team and the manager. Like, it's never going to go anywhere. There's defo pressure. You're a professional footballer. You're playing for a team supported by millions. Thousands are watching you, either at the game or around the world. And today, in this day and age, with social media, with the pundits, I do think pundits need to remember they were players as well. It is what it is. I definitely want to see Saka on the left when that happens as a 10. I'm for Saka interchanging. I don't want to see Saka on the left. He can definitely do it, but I'm just not subscribing yet to moving our best player out of their position where they thrive. We just need to play pass and move Arsenal football. We'll win more games. Eze in the 10 will be even better. He won't make it. We need to sell these guys that won't make it here. All the talent is at 16 and max class. It sucks, but it's the truth. There's a couple younger. I'll say that much. But that's the thing. Like him, Sego Jr. probably should be out playing men's football. Can we level out the likes, people? KJ, tell them again. Nico, Williams, Sesko, not serious guys. Silly agents, move on from them. And sign them in Football Manager if you want. My man said, DG, big up yourself with the thumbnails. I see you trying to do the baby face thing. Allow me, man. DG, how's the house hunting? Have you seen house prices? Crazy. Just sign Bawardi, loan him back until he's 21. Norgard will age out then. Although these Nordic dons stay in great shape. I actually want to see Norgard. Like, what's going on? Sell Havertz, South sign Semenyo. He would make good backup for Gyökeres too. He can play up front, and I must admit, when I'm speaking about Semenyo, that does go over my head. Odegaard was our best attacking outlet at Old Trafford, but no one mentions it. Odegaard, you know what? He's just gonna have to put 2 middle fingers up at fans when he's back in it. Odegaard just doesn't move enough for me. Wanyeri does far better job at continuing his runs after making a pass to give others another option, while Odegaard just stands there waiting to get it back. Fair play. Joke was he was always going to get hurt with that flinching stuff. Pull out of tackles, you end up worse sometimes. Spoke like a true Sunday League footballer, man. Reactive. Martinelli and Odegaard are done at Arsenal. They've both been rubbish since last season. I hear you, but technically they're not. Less so Odegaard better yet than Martinelli. They're at the club. They're not going anywhere today. They might in January. They might next summer. Might as well just utilize them, man. I just don't think we need to press so hard sometimes. That's just me. Block the passing lanes and we have to take a risk. To be fair, there are times we press very aggressive, and probably against City, we won't press as high. We'll wait for them to get in zones. To be fair, the gaffer does do that. I'll be real. I do think we do see that, if I'm completely honest. Man City come here with that back line. They played yesterday and they're getting smoked. I hope so. I hope so. Would play Eze left wing and Noni at 10. And I'd love to see them move. Man said Eze and Saka with a 2-man step will be there. Eze, I don't think we're hyping Eze enough. We are, but like, he's truly a star, man. He's truly got that stardust about him and all of those kind of things, man. So let's just make it happen. Big Gabby finished the game with the captain's armband. Nice for him. Bro, people don't understand depth. It's okay for man to be on the bench. There's loads of games. Rotate. We scream out for 4-2-3-1 when everyone's fit, but it will never happen under this manager. No, the Forest game played out as it should. Too many man back from flights. Fair. I feel we beat City 4-1 or 4-2. I'd love that on the spin. How many times did they batter us? It's about time. I want no mercy. I want to see Max Dowman score because I see Miles Lewis-Skelly and Wanyeri, but they're going to have the bit between their teeth. Got a bit of confidence. Ended the back-to-back defeats. It comes down to pride, innit? You got smashed in by youngsters and a depleted Arsenal side last season. And that Arsenal versus City, I can't say they are rivals in it, but it's become a bit of a rivalry, whether that's because Mikel Arteta's been at both, you know, Nicolas Jover with Kyle Walker, Haaland against Arteta to stay humble, the Miles Lewis-Skelly stuff in both games. I don't know, man, but it's a game. Just get it done, man. We've got to be up for it, man. Got to be up for it. But that's something to speak about later in the week. Right now, we need to focus on what's in front of us, and that's obviously Bilbao away from home. Start Wanyeri. We need speed to stop Doku. Man City fans think they found the new right back in Kuznov. He probably had the day off against United. He weren't asked any questions. Calafiori not fast enough. You reckon? Well, if Calafiori's not fast enough, like, is Hinkapie quicker than him? Is Miles Lewis-Skelly quicker than him? I disagree. You're quick enough to deal with things, man. Recency biased. We need all the depth and quality at the club. It's okay for players to be on the bench. Rotation works. Fans are new to this, though, man. It's going to take some getting used to. Norgard got a goal in him. I think his first goal for Arsenal Football Club, well, to be fair, you know, we score a lot from set pieces, but I think it's a set piece job. Man. But there's going to be many twists and turns. Bro, we're slapping City. They aren't good. A win versus United ain't fooling anyone. True, they beat the smaller squad. DG, when will we see you in one of the new kits? I must admit, I'm changing my stance, but I don't feel... they're nice, but I just don't feel compelled to buy them. Like, I feel I've been battered and bruised a bit too much by the club now, man. But I do like the white kit, especially, man. I do like it. I love it, really. But on that note, though, people, I'm conscious that we're going to be live at 6. I'm going to have Jordan here. So, yeah, man, bring your talking points, your questions. All the tabs we went over, I'm going to ask him that. So, yeah, man, I'm going to sound fat. A later lunch now, a snack. So, yeah, I'm going to get that as usual. Big up you lot, people. Your comments, your conversations, the silent viewers. Big up you lot on Twitch. Make sure you're subscribing with Amazon Prime. Make sure you're smashing like buttons. Make sure you're using your hype points on the videos, people. So, yeah, man, most importantly, stay safe, stay blessed. In a bit. Always